We're just staring into the sun. Well, it's not the sun, I suppose, is it? It's C1418. C1418. What's the name of the guy who did the music for Minecraft? Maybe C418? Hello, good morning, and welcome to episode 51 of Nebula Quest. I am Noden, your host, as always. So... Oh, that was very loud. So, hi, how's it going? It's snowy outside. Actually, the sun's coming out right now, but it's snowy outside, and that makes me sad. But there's Satsumas, and that makes me happy. So we are continuing on our way today towards the Horsehead Nebula, as we do every day here on the Nebula questing. And as we do it, we're going to explore, we're going to have a good time, and we're going to chit-chat about all the things, and specifically... we're going to talk about a few things today. It is actually snowing, or well, it's not snowing outside. There is snow on the ground outside, and if you don't know, I don't like snow. Actually, I don't mind snow. I don't like cold. Yeah. So it's like, actually today's a little bit warmer, the sun is shining, and I think it's 12 degrees out, and the snow is melting, and that makes me happy. But, okay, let's also fix this. There we go. Yeah, there's Satsuma, so I've been like filling my gullet full of Satsumas for the last few days, which I also really enjoy. It's like, as we talked about last episode or the episode before, it's been a fruit-heavy couple of episodes, let's be honest here, about Satsumas being sort of like the sluts of the fruit world, which they are, because, you know, they just let go of their peels. They're just like, whoosh, take me. Yes, they're also delicious, and they're pretty much the only orange that I enjoy just eating. I mean, the occasional blood orange, but for the most part, Satsuma's about the only, like Satsuma's, like mandarins or clementines, whatever name by which an orange by any other name would taste as something. But they're pretty much the only oranges I ever eat, and now we're in the season for them, so I'm eating a ton of them. And it's delicious, and that makes me happy. No, actually, what I want to talk about today a little bit was Fallout 4, or specifically role-playing in video games, and how I'm doing a lot of that. So, Fallout 4, I'm sure you've seen plenty of it. You probably, I think I've talked about. Have I talked about it on here? I think I have. Probably. I'm playing a lot of it. It is an amazing game. It's from Bethesda, the same people who brought you Skyrim. It's actually in the same engine as Skyrim, and it's fantastic. I'm really enjoying it, and one of the things I love about it, and the same with Skyrim, and I think I did talk about it on here, and I think I talked about how I wasn't sold on actually getting into it because I had never played any of the whatchamacallit. Let's get a little bit of frame shift going here. I've never played any of the Fallout games previous to this.
3, 2,
oh, excuse
1.
me. So I was worried about getting into it, and then I just didn't think it was going to be like my thing, and plus it's a shooter, and I didn't really need like a shooter
Fuel scooping
in my life. But it's not. It is a shooter, but it's a role-play shooter, and that makes all the difference, because if there's one thing that I will always do, and I always enjoy doing, is role-playing, and I like role-playing games, and oh my god, so much like Skyrim, and let me rephrase. Let me begin again. This game has a similar problem for me that Skyrim did, and that is that it's a role-playing game, but in such, it makes you want to know, hey, what would happen if I did something a little bit differently than I'm doing it now? So you almost want to roll another character. You want to create another character that you can go explore that whole other avenue of roleplay.
Fuel scooping.
But you get so far into the game, and then you just stop and go, nah, you know, I'm kind of far. I'm kind of made up in my life and how I want to live it, and the the prospect of redoing all that work is daunting, and I don't want to. So then you don't, but I really want to. I don't know what just happened. I just minimized all of a sudden. Still okay, we're recording.
Fuel scoop disengaged.
I don't know what just happened there. Just the game minimized for no apparent reason. I had some computer problems earlier. But yeah, so I'm like, I don't know. I wouldn't say I'm halfway through the game, but I'm into the game quite a bit, and I'm playing around and just enjoying my time. But now I'm really like, oh, you know, I wonder what would happen if I redid this all, but as a woman who only used her fists and murdered everybody. Like, that's not what I was actually thinking, but, well, it crossed my mind. But, you know, there's a whole prospect of what you could do and aren't doing. And, it's strange that, I don't know, like, I'm wondering if, I'm wondering what would happen if that was a possibility, like, in real life. If you could re-roll in real life, how many people would do that? Like, so, what am I, 32, I'll be 33 this year, and just stopping and going, okay, this has been great, but I think I want to do things a little bit differently. I'm going to start over, and you're just like, I'm a baby again. I wonder how many people, I mean, I suppose one subtle difference with re-rolling a character in a game is that you have all the knowledge that you gained from that previous play. So you've got sort of like if you had all that knowledge, then you're really just extending your life. You're being reborn and extending your life. So, but you're also repeating the same timeline. I gotta think I would probably do it. I would probably be a re-roller. Just because you would be effectively immortal at that point in time, wouldn't you? And again, if you know nothing about me, immortality is something that I struggle with, certainly, because not being immortal and wanting to be is a bit of an issue that I'm still kind of working through. Coming to terms with my sudden lack of immortality. Sudden lack? Consistent lack? Anyways, but role-playing in games, so it's weird because a lot of people play games and they're sort of detached, like they have that, I don't know, even if you are slightly immersed, you make your decisions sort of based on your real life self and your real life desires and dreams and things like that. But I always, I don't know, I always role play my characters a little bit more. I'm always trying to, I'm like, what would my character, I don't think my character would really wear this shirt. I think my character would really wear more of a button down, you know, because he's really trying to, you know, present himself to the world in a more like cleanly manner than a t-shirt really does. I don't know, like it's all the acting classes I never took, and but that's it. I really have this sort of desire, like I want the character to be true to the character or to the decisions that I make for him, and it becomes hard. And Fallout 4 is actually really good for this, in that much like a Telltale game, it makes you feel like a piece of shit every time you make a decision. Without, like, I'm trying to do like a no spoilers thing here, but it's like there's a lot of decisions in here, whether it's a faction gain or or a conversation option that you choose, and you're like, oh no, this is right, this is what my character would do, this is what it seems like the nice thing to do as well, and then you do it, and it's like, oh, by the way, you're a piece of shit, and you're like, oh, I didn't mean to choose that, and then you wrestle with one of the things that bugs me a little bit about this game, and it's the same thing with Skyrim, is that you have the ability to like save scum, where you can just like, and now it's even worse because you can like quick save in a conversation. So like a decision comes up, and there's different colors for how difficult a conversation point is to carry off. So whether it requires you to be more intimidating or use more luck or use more charisma or what have you, scales a little bit. Let's use a quick dubstep scanner while we're out here on the fringes of this star system. Got one new. What do we pick up? Probably just another rock, yeah. So what was I gonna say? Oh, but so you can quick save at that point. You hit F5 and you push the button, and you know, whatever happens, you can then just immediately hit F9 and go back to your save point and try it again. So you can just sit there literally if you wanted to. And I'm not saying I have, but I'm saying you can do. Okay, I've done it once, but it was because I really was pushing for this relationship with Piper, and let me tell you, her and I are very happy. We got 14 kids. No, we don't. But that's basically it. It's like, you know, it was a red option. It was like I'd had a relationship kind of flirtation option arise a few times in the past, and I always passed it off. I'm like, you know what? I don't know if we're close enough friends for that right now. You know, I think that I should wait. Plus, out of respect for spoilers, I should probably wait as well. So, but yeah, so I just sort of passed that. I did kind of save scum through there, but that's what it is. Luckily I only had to do it, I think, once, but it was like, it came up, it was a red option, I hit F5, clicked it, and actually, no, I think it actually worked the first time, and then I think I thought that she said that she was like not okay with it, so I hit F9. You know what, I don't even know if I needed to save scum. I think I actually successfully did it without save scumming, but then I save scummed anyways, just for scumminess? For added scumminess, I try Scum-a-Bits. Very for wholesome breakfast. Okay, I am ready to move on a little bit. Galaxy map. Yeah, so that's a little bit... It bugs me a little bit that you can do that, but I suppose at the same time, I've taken advantage of it, so I can't complain too loudly about it. What is this one? Oh, okay. Exploited. Exploited Felicia Winters. What? What? I don't know what that means. I don't know what any of that means. Okay. Yeah, that's good. Okay, well, let's just get out of here. Anyways, but yeah, so I'm having a good time just role-playing through this game so much. And, actually the biggest issue with role-playing through these games is clothing. And, trying to find a cute outfit to go exploring through the wastelands in, because your natural reaction is to grab like the biggest, beefiest, badass, like, and just run the stats, right?
Frameshift drive.
Oh my god, this provides more armor or more protection against electrical or blah blah blah, and you kind of run that. But at the same time, I'm like, yeah, but it doesn't look good, and I don't think my character would just walk around wearing bits of skull on him, or
3, 2,
you know, wear power armor everywhere he goes. Like, it's just, you know, just for the story. Sorry. So now I've got like one outfit now that I'm wearing, and I have yet to replace it, mostly at this time because I haven't found one that I like the look of better with my character model. It's a major concern of mine.
Fuel scooping.
Let's get some speed down here. Got a dubstep. But it's a fantastic outfit I'm wearing, and I gotta say, I look like a boss. And I am, of many important factions. But, yeah, I don't know. But anyways, yeah, so now I'm like stuck. I actually just crossed a threshold now where I have to start making decisions where every one of these decisions, like, you feel have major repercussions to the rest of your game. And yet, some of them may make you feel like an asshole just for choosing them, even though they may in fact be the right one. It's sort of like real life. Sometimes making the right decision
Fuel scoop disengaged.
means that you also have to be a bit of an asshole. And yeah, that's actually very true. And it's not great. Like, I don't know. Generally, I would think I'm a kind and considerate and caring person for the most part, mostly to those who I care about. Strangers, you get a polite distance. A polite distance for the most part. But I mean, I'll go out of my way to like be courteous and like hold doors and help people and pick up groceries, but not like very, very strict limitations on what is
Frameshift
acceptable to
drive
strangers.
charging.
I don't know what I was talking about now. I completely just fell into my own psyche. Sure.
4.
Oh, anyways, yeah. So for the most part, I consider myself a nice person. But there were times where you have to, sever ties with somebody. Like, when you're leaving a relationship, or, well, specifically, if you're leaving a relationship that is not healthy or good for you, you may have to seriously hurt somebody's feelings. And you don't want to necessarily, but you need to in order to, I don't know, become a decent human being, live life to its fullest, enjoy life at all, feel like you belong to the rest of society. Many things happen. Not be abused, the ability to grow, financial reasons. There's lots of reasons. But the point is that sometimes you may have to be a bit of a dick in order to do the right thing. And because sometimes, as hard as it is, doing the right thing means doing the right thing for you. And well, that looks like more stars out there. So I've got 5 astronomical objects over here, but
Fuel scooping.
I want to go peek-see over at this thing first.
Fuel scoop disengaged.
Alright, let's get this powered up a little bit more. Yeah, and so these things happen, but, and are, inevitable, not inevitable, but, I don't know. Anyways, the point is that some of these decisions like that are going to be arising soon inside this game, and, I have to make these decisions. These are not easy decisions to make in real life or in a game. And, like, even down to, like, different factions, like, you're deciding on what factions you're going to support or not, and that's a large arc that has, I think probably in the end, other than a selection of quests, not a lot of bearing on the rest of the game other than your own personal ethos. But yeah, it's hard to say. There's there's part of you that just wants to kind of, like, be the nice guy all the time, or be the bad guy all the time, and the reality is we're all kind of somewhere in the middle. It's weird, like, thinking of, actually, here's a great example, is Star Wars, The Old Republic. So I've got a few characters on there who are Sith, bad guys, quote unquote. I'm using the quotes. They have stories, and very specific stories that they guideline, and I know I've talked about this. I can't remember what her name is. Jaira? I think her name is Jaira. Okay, let's just double check this is actually a thing that I should be flying towards. Most definitely. In that, so she was a former slave, and on the dark side of the Force, following the dark side of the Force, but she's not like all like, hey, the Empire, or hey, the dark side. She's all about, like, doing her thing. Like, she's just doing her. And that's awesome, and I love being able to play that way, except that every once in a while you're limited by your dialogue choices, and sometimes You know, you choose something that sounds like witty or sarcastic or, you know, maybe just a little upset, and it turns out to, "Oh, the Empire, I love the Empire. You shall suffer under the Empire. I am the Empire Queen." And that's a bit annoying and really breaks my RP, man. It really breaks my RP, man. We're getting close up to this. Can I doubly steppily? Yes. Yes. Alright, slow it down. Take a look-see. This is probably a brown dwarf. And that one also looks like it's going to be a brown dwarf, but that's so small. Okay, look at how little this baby is here. Like, this thing's barely got fusion going on, I think. Like, this thing can't be much bigger than Jupiter. I wish I had the ability to actually see what the size of this thing was. Brown dwarf, no information. Anyways, but yeah, so that's where I'm at. I'm playing the game. I'm playing a lot of it. Man, it's just so much. It's so much fun. I'm actually getting around to doing main story quest stuff. There's a lot of stuff you can do on there that isn't main story, and just like random crap. Like, you can do a lot of like building stuff, which, you know, it's fun. But, I don't need it. I just don't need it. I don't need that. So, I don't do a lot of it. But, yeah. Anyways, it's a great game, and I'm enjoying RPing the crap out of it. And I've got a fun series that I want to do with it, if I can ever get around to actually editing the footage. So, hopefully, one day, look out for that. But until then, ciao, I love ya. Good night.